Hey guys, welcome back to the DrCliffAuD vlog. This is vlog number 57, and today I have a couple of different things I want to talk about. It is actually really late at night right now when I'm recording this vlog. Today was just a really long day of getting a lot of different things done, both at the clinic, which you'll see here in a second, and then, actually interviewing for different employees that we want to bring on board, and then working on other projects with another company that I'm working with, a couple buddies with, that we're going to be launching this week. So there's a lot of fun stuff for me to go over. So let me just go ahead and get right to it. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that we are hiring. We are looking for people to come in and help us in the clinic. Someone who can work side by side with me or, another audiologist to help get things done in a more efficient manner. You've got dentists, you've got optometrists, you've got, other physicians who work in a variety of different settings. They all have assistants that help them do certain things so they can, either see more patients or focus on more high priority things inside of the clinic that requires their expertise. So it would be nice for us to be able to kind of start trending in that direction. So there are certain things that, just an assistant in general could do inside of the clinic, even if it's not direct interaction, with patients, with their hearing aids, things like that. So we posted a position on Indeed here recently, and the thing that blows my mind is that I feel like people do not put enough time into preparing for job interviews. And I don't know if it's just with COVID going on or whatever, but I think back to when I was just interviewing for any job that was like a serious job I wanted to interview for. I mean, I can only imagine how bad my interview must have been when I applied for Pizza Hut back when I was in high school. But, I just remember when Ashley, my wife, who you guys have seen on this vlog before, she is a nurse. And when we ended up moving out here to Arizona, she applied for a supervisor position at Mayo Clinic in the radiology department. And so she applied to the position, ended up getting an interview with the department head, and we spent with her, she read several books on how to do interviews, so how to be good at being interviewed. And then we practiced hours of me asking her questions, really dissecting how she answered the questions and all of that. And the funny thing is that she didn't actually end up getting the job. What happened is they promoted within, which left an open position, and then they reached out and they're like, so listen, we're not gonna hire you for that position because someone internally wanted it, but you had the best interview of anybody that we have ever interviewed in this department. And so they wanted to basically bring her on to replace the position that they promoted from within for. And it was just like, all that hard work that went into preparation, learning about Mayo, the company and its history, and going to their website and learning about the department, and just really having answers to almost every single possible question that could be asked. At least the main core questions that you get asked during an interview. And the top three are, tell me about yourself, what are your strengths, and what are your weaknesses? If you can't answer those questions, don't even show up for the interview, because you're going to embarrass yourself during the interview. So this has really been our week. We've interviewed several individuals that we want to bring on to our staff, and nobody can answer the basic questions so far, and it's become quite apparent that no one has actually practiced the art of being interviewed, which is crazy to me, especially during times of COVID where finding jobs are hard. You have a lot of time if you're unemployed to do the research and figure out how to interview and interview well. And the standards inside of my clinic are so high. I mean, you have to be willing to commit to being better when you're being interviewed. And if you're not going to commit to doing that, then how are you going to commit to doing the things necessary to be a really high performer in an environment that has some of the highest expectations that you could ever encounter inside of an audiology clinic? So that's just really kind of like blowing my mind. We do have a number of other interviews to do with other individuals that we want to bring into our practice, but right now the candidate pool is not as impressive. Now, here's the thing. those individuals who interviewed, they could be phenomenal employees, but they're not even going to get the chance to because they had a poor interview. All right, now this is not a personal development, help you get a job vlog, so let's kind of shift gears a little bit to talking about some other stuff. The second thing I want to talk about is that I've been working a lot with a couple of buddies of mine who are also in the hearing industry. And we are working on a company that, and I can't really give away a whole lot of details of it right now, but a company that we are going to be launching. It's going to be primarily web-based, but we're going to be launching this company together here this next week. And so I will probably do a vlog here really soon about that particular company and what we're trying to accomplish with that particular company. And it's going to start off really being only for individuals here in Arizona, but the plan is to expand that to other states. There's a lot of legal things that we need to keep in mind when doing this. That's something that I think a lot of, hearing companies, and I'll say hearing aid companies that are online, don't really take into consideration because nobody regulates it anyway. But us being us, we want to make sure that we're doing things legally and by the books. And so we've been working really hard at developing this concept that will probably morph and change as time goes on. But it has to do with hearing aids. It has to do with best practice care, and it's online. Okay, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. There's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to need to learn, and I might ask you guys to actually check it out and see what you think of it as we launch here this next week. So I'm really excited for that, and I'll again have some other videos talking about that here in the future. The third thing I want to talk about is a little bit more exciting because I'm actually going to take you into the clinic. I was in the clinic today working with a patient who came in from out of town. That happens every now and then if I just don't have time during the work week to see someone who's flying in from a different state or different country to do treatment on. And so I was in the clinic already, and we had a shipment that came in this week. And part of it came when I was there, and then the other part came when I wasn't there. And so since I was in the clinic already, I went ahead and opened up a few boxes to see what it was. And it was the acoustic tiles that we've been waiting for. And this is really important because we want the acoustic environment. So here's the thing. When developing a clinic, there's a lot of different considerations to keep in mind. And you have all of these different senses. You have, sight, you have touch, you have smell, you have, maybe not necessarily taste when it comes to the clinic. It's not like people are going to be licking the walls or the furniture or anything like that. But of course, you also have the hearing aspect, which, no kidding, it's an audiology clinic. So you don't want to come in to an audiology clinic and have a lot of reverberation off of the walls. You want to have a nice, peaceful, entryway where when you're talking, you don't get a lot of echo sound, but you still want to have kind of like that vast open look because that's an aesthetic thing. And so we decided, and you guys can see a lot of these acoustic tiles here behind me, but there's a design element that comes along with doing acoustic treatments like this. So we went ahead and placed an order with this company, Audimute, which you'll see here in a second. It's just a company that I really like. I think they have a really good product. It is an eco-friendly product because it's made from recyclable materials, and the acoustic coefficient is really good, meaning the absorption of sound and of reverberation by these acoustic tiles that they create is really, really high. It's a 0.95, which means only 5% of sound actually reverberates off of it. It absorbs 95% of those sound vibrations. So I won't delay here much longer. I'm going to go ahead and take you, I think it was about a 3 to 4 minute recording that I did inside the clinic today when I was there, and I will show you the tiles. So here we go. All right, guys, I'm going to try to record this on my phone, but I'm here in the office, or one of the treatment rooms, basically. And this is where we're keeping the acoustic tiles. So I'm going to and show you what we got. Now, this one right here is the wrong color. The company Audimute, who actually is the same company that made the acoustic tiles for my YouTube room, is the company who manufactured these, but we special ordered these from Audimute, and this video is not sponsored by Audimute, but these guys are awesome when it comes to making acoustic tiles. So these are 24-inch diameter acoustic tiles. This color here is called Software. That's a standard color that they offer. this color here is modern white, and this modern white color is a custom it's a Sherwin-Williams color, but they custom make this, and that matches the color of the walls. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to take in contrast. So we're going to put these modern white tiles, and I can't really get the camera far enough away, but these modern white tiles will get put up on the walls here to kind of give an offset in color and kind of a design element to it. And then we have the indigo batik color, which is that color, and that one will get put up on some of the white walls to give contrast. So, you know, we have a couple design patterns that we're basically going to be working on with these. And the other thing I should mention is that we have a couple rectangles there. They're a 2 foot by 1 foot rectangle that are going to end up going up in the because the reception area has a lot of reverberation. So we're trying to cut down on reverb throughout the space. We really wanted to keep the hard cap ceilings and not do the acoustic tiles that you can see up on the ceiling here like we have in the treatment rooms. It was much more important in the treatment rooms to have as much, you know, acoustic, you know, favorable acoustic environment as possible. But for the waiting area, we really wanted a nice aesthetic. So we went with the hard cap ceiling, and we're going to be able to use these acoustic tiles to help soften the reverb that's out there. And it's going to add its own, you know, design element to it too, which is going to be really, really cool. So we got in a bunch of the, flip it back around, there are a bunch of these boxes in here. Each one of them holds about 8 tiles or so. And there's one box, I think that one that's over there in the corner is the purple ones. We won't be using those. We technically could paint them, but I just don't want to take the time to paint those acoustic tiles. But it's going to be really cool. We're still waiting on some more coming in, and we're waiting for the mounting hardware. We really wanted to use like an impaling, mount those up on the walls. We glued my tiles in the YouTube room, and if you want to pull those off, it's like it ruins the entire wall. So whoever we sell our house to, whenever we decide to move, we're going to have a problem with that. We're probably going to have that whole wall redone that I put the acoustic tiles up on. So we don't really want to do that here in the office. Instead, we'll be able to take an impaling clip and drill a hole into the wall for the impaling clip, and then you actually stick the tiles up against that impaling clip, and these little hooks kind of go into the back of the tiles, and it keeps them anchored up on the walls. But it's going to be really cool. I think that over the course of the next couple, maybe week or two at the most, we'll be able to get all of these installed, and then I can finally do my last walkthrough. So let me kind of just give you a show there of all the stuff that we have to do. This room is kind of turned into like a storage room / Ashley's office, so she works right there throughout the day, but this will eventually be a treatment room. But I won't give all this stuff away yet. We're still going to do a full walkthrough here in a few weeks or so. But that being said, back to the studio. All right, so if you ask me, I think that's some pretty exciting stuff. I'm really looking forward to getting those tiles installed over the course of the next week or two, which means that we are not that far away from being able to do a final walkthrough of the space to show you what it looks like. And on top of that, we are going to be hiring one of those real estate photography companies, you know, that when you go onto like Zillow or something like that, you can do the virtual tour. And so what happens is you kind of go to this website and you can use your mouse to kind of click around the space and like go into the entryway, make a right-hand turn, or, you know, make a left-hand turn and kind of go into a particular room and just look around and see what it's like. And it's a really cool thing. It's not that expensive. It's a couple $100, but that's something that we'll be able to link on our website. So anyone who wants to check out the space can just go in there and check out everything that they want. But of course, we don't want to do that until we really have the space finished. And the acoustic tiles are really one of the last components that we need inside of the space for it to feel like it's completely finished. I think we're waiting on a couple other plants, fake plants or something like that still, but for the most part, we're 99% done once we get those acoustic tiles up on the wall, and it's going to be a really nice decorative pattern. So I guess we'll see. Hopefully you guys end up liking it. Of course, we'll be showing you that here, like I said, in a couple more weeks. But that wraps it up for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. I don't know what you guys are doing the rest of the weekend, but tomorrow I'm going to be watching the Super Bowl. We are going to be smoking some pork butt. overnight. So by the time the Super Bowl rolls around, we have a delicious smoked pork butt and probably making some potato salad or whatever else goes with that as well over the course of Sunday. So that'll be really exciting. I think it's the first Super Bowl that I haven't made pizza for in a long time. But hey, you know, smoked pork butt's kind of hard to beat if you ask me. But anyway, let me know who you have winning the Super Bowl down in the comment section below. Ashley's from Kansas City, so I kind of have to root for Kansas City, which isn't bad because I do think they're going to win anyway. But Tom Brady, you never know what Tom Brady can kind of pull out. And what is he, like 65 years old or so at this point? So he's got a lot of experience. I think he's actually like 42. He's only a couple years older than me, which is really kind of funny. But that being said, I have rambled on enough, guys. Take care, and I'll see you next week.